Have you ever felt like learning something new is impossible? Like no matter how many hours you put in, you're just spinning your wheels? Frustrating, right? Well, what if I told you that learning doesn't have to be slow? In fact, you can learn anything 10 times faster using a method that top intelligence agencies, memory champions, and elite performers swear by. And no, it's not magic. It's science. Hi, I'm better actually. And today, I'm going to reveal the CIA's secret method for accelerated learning. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to master any skill, subject, or hobby faster than you ever thought possible. But first, let me ask you this. Why does it feel so hard to learn? Here's the truth. Most people are learning backwards. They watch endless tutorials, read stacks of books, and hope something sticks. But here's the kicker. Passive learning doesn't work. Your brain isn't designed to absorb information by just sitting there. It's designed to struggle, to fail, and to adapt. In fact, research shows that when learning feels too easy, your brain doesn't retain anything. It's called desirable difficulty, a concept coined by psychologist Robert Bjork. The harder your brain has to work to retrieve information, the stronger the memory becomes. So if you're just rereading notes or rewatching videos, you're not learning. You're just pretending to. The OODA loop. Now here's where it gets interesting. The CIA and the US military use a framework called the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. It was originally designed for combat pilots to make split-second decisions in life or death situations. But here's the thing. It's also the ultimate learning hack. Let me break it down for you. Observe. Gather information about what you're trying to learn. Orient. Analyze that information and understand how it fits into the bigger picture. Decide. Choose the next step or action based on your analysis. Act. Execute that action and see what happens. But here's the secret sauce. The faster you cycle through this loop, the faster you learn. It's not about getting it right the first time. It's about failing fast, learning from it, and iterating. Let's talk about failure. Most people avoid it like the plague, but here's the truth. Failure is your greatest teacher. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that students who tested themselves before learning a topic performed significantly better than those who just studied. This is called active recall, forcing your brain to retrieve information instead of passively absorbing it. It's like doing push-ups for your brain. And the more you fail, the stronger it gets. So if you're learning a new language, don't just memorize vocabulary. Test yourself constantly. If you're learning to code, don't just watch tutorials. Build something, break it, and fix it. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. The 80-20 rule. Here's another secret. You don't need to learn everything to master a skill. In fact, 80% of your results will come from just 20% of your effort. This is the Pareto principle, and it's a game changer for accelerated learning. For example, if you're learning a language, focus on the 1,000 most common words. If you're learning to cook, master 5 basic recipes. If you're learning to code, focus on the core concepts that solve 80% of problems. Most people waste time on the fluff, the nice-to-know information that doesn't actually move the needle. But if you focus on the critical few, you'll get better faster than 99% of people. Now here's where most people get stuck. They practice for hours, but they don't improve. Why? Because they're not getting feedback. Feedback loops are the steering wheel of learning. They tell you what's working, what's not, and what to do next. And the faster you get feedback, the faster you learn. For example, if you're learning to play guitar, record yourself and listen back. If you're learning to write, get someone to critique your work. If you're learning a sport, work with a coach who can spot your mistakes. Without feedback, you're just practicing bad habits. But with it, you can course correct and improve at lightning speed. Here's the final piece of the advice. Belief. You need to believe that you can learn anything, no matter how hard it seems. This is called a growth mindset, and it's the foundation of all accelerated learning. Think about it. You've already done this before. You learned to walk, talk, read, and write. You weren't born knowing how to do any of those things, but you figured it out. So why should this be any different? The truth is, learning isn't about talent. It's about strategy, effort, and persistence. And if you use the methods I've shared today, you'll be unstoppable. So, what are you going to learn 10 times faster? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see it. Remember, the only limit to what you can learn is the limit you place on yourself. See you in the next one.